freaking out.
Yasa Sadelphi Kiadelfes. Proactai Graria Steo. Ganchini Dwe Wo Yishang the Ganzo Ganxing Chu. Sana Maging Oke Ang Aramo. Ami Paro Ache. Tanya Vadaro. I do have a string of Facebook posts that I would like to save again. De nuevo en inglés. I really appreciate the views that I do get, and I really appreciate those that can take my life's work seriously. Los amo a todos. Before I get to those videos, I have a very important concept to put forward, directed to all of the individuals interested in my concepts for language development. Zaisa, in English, thank you for your interest in my perspectives on language development. I am planning on making a presentation about this concept, but before I do, I want those individuals to have an opportunity to form their own perspectives about it. I would like for you to consider how your mother tongue has sculpted your people. I would also like you to consider how other people's languages has sculpted their people. Due to the nature of balance, to be more useful to you as an individual, I encourage you to use a majority non-self-biased opinions and remain in a broad spectrum of thought. However, it is only in your mind. Balance is broad and bold, so you can feel free to go there in your mind, but again, it's most important to uphold a modest, non-self-biased opinion about it. Thank you all very sincerely for your interest and your self-efforts towards developing a world language. I believe it is intuitionally understood that we can provide far more united and healthier lifestyles for all of the world's children, better than we could prior to developing a world language like English. Thank you all for learning English. I hope you enjoy the videos. Remain peaceful in your mind. Eat the correct way for a human being. Develop your own degree of peace on earth, because the greatest sin on earth is robbing yourself of inner peace. Prepino figo, sai silganshe, indio yotora.
Which is more important? I can't decide. I spend every second counting every dime. Time makes my money buys me time.
Konnichiwa, Apkadinki Sabita, Wodoriza Honhao, Gamun, Proactai Graria Steo. I had a few things I would like to discuss this evening, if you care to listen. Salamat sa iyong interes sa aking gawain sa buhay. Muli sa Sakapo Olus. Language development. I would like to use English to briefly speak about other languages. Thank you for your interest in language development. And thank you for learning English and helping us connect our world peacefully. If you look at the Japanese and Mandarin word translating to English as peace, you will notice the pinyin both starts with HE. However, 和平 does not really sound like heiwa. But when you look at the authentic print, It's actually just the same symbols in reverse order. Pero translates to English as but in both Spanish and Filipino languages. A lot of the English alphabet originated from the authentic print that we still see in the Greek language. Because of that, when going from pinyin to authentic prints, Greek language commonly lines up nicely with the pinyin, more so than other languages, due to its connection to the origin of English, which is the basis of all pinyins. If you have a child that is learning the English language, even if you are an authentic English speaker, you can put the subtitles in English on any of your child's programs or movies that they watch. And if you are able to block it out, it doesn't bother you, whether if you realize it or not, that child will start picking up on some of those words going by, and in that will be assisting themselves in learning the English language by you simply making sure those subtitles are present. Additionally, if you get used to having the subtitles on the screen, maybe you want to throw some Spanish subtitles on there or some Chinese subtitles on there and get used to seeing some of them and develop some language skills. Again, you don't have to be fluent to have fluent conversations and enjoy other languages. Meditation. It's well in my understanding that a regular meditation routine is essential for us as humans to develop inner peace. We need to share the world with millions and millions and millions of other people. It is not reasonable to expect every human to think and act and desire the exact same thing. It's not a reasonable thing to expect. Unreasonable expectations have unreasonable conclusions. To go inside their own vessel and figure out how they feel as an individual while they're still awake, not asleep, but not really here, 100% honest with themselves because nobody else can hear them. Bad thoughts come in and they push them out. That gets you used to staying away from harmful mindsets and staying away from harmful thoughts to you. Personally, I meditate every day. I don't like to go without it. Occasionally life is too busy, and I do generally feel the backup from that. You don't have to do it like I do it, but I do suggest you figure out some kind of a method for yourself. It's well in my understanding that a regular meditation routine is essential for us as humans to develop inner peace. But with that said, Prepino Figo, Ganchi Nin Dui Wo Yi Shang的干作感兴趣，再次 I love you all. Paz, amor y positividad a todos. Te voniki tanya vadalu. Kimi sukara popse. Bonum noctis. Namaste, dostan. I hope your day is going well. Mea chavon. Te voniki tanya vadalu. I would like to take this opportunity to have an open discussion about Canada, India, and language. Ya acha lagega. Aapki interest ka shukriya. In Canada, we have a majority of our speakers are understanding English, even if it is their second language. And there is French concentration, which is still important. But even the French speakers are understanding English. However, when you go to India, the circumstances are very different. There is a lot of languages and they're very active. I know that it would be a bizarre concept to a lot of my Canadians, but If you live in India and you move 45 minutes away from your home, a lot of times you need to pick up a whole new dialect. Most cases, they don't have the option of being monolingual because the language thickness is to that degree. When you're talking about different versions of English, it usually just means they say things in a strange manner, but you can figure out what they mean. As long as you can figure it out, it's accepted. And it has to be that way. It's the nature of English, and one of the reasons English has the success that it has as a language. Another thing I would like to bring to the light is when I'm mingling with different people from India that speak different languages, a lot of it is geographically based. So not all of them speak Hindi. They still understand English. The brothers and sisters that I mingle with from India, they also don't listen to music or entertainment in languages they don't speak. They're not listening to languages that they don't understand, and they just have peace with the fact that it's just a different language, and they use English to connect. All of the peaceful, loving messages that I've received from India, indirectly from India and America abroad, I would not have received those insights if they weren't in English, and they knew that when they presented them in English, because again, I am simply acknowledging a massive effort on the sake of humanity to remain connected through language. It is great news because peace and love is in all of our human hearts. It just is. Not everybody chooses it, but more and more of us are. We just need to hold the faith together and rise together as people, as humans. We're all human. If you have been taking time to try to absorb some of my insights, thank you very much for your time. I've worked very hard, and I'm happy to help in any way I can. Remain peaceful. The greatest sin on earth is robbing yourself of inner peace. Mujhe jana chahi, aapki sahayta ke liye dhanyavad. Sabhi ko shanti, Bhagwan ka shukr hai. Acha khao, acha mahasuch karo. Good night. Carimera Adelphia Chiadelfes. El piso nakimiti kiskala. Ime Carlos Efaristo politonteo hiasimera. Efaristo yaton endea felansho. Simera sputazo eliniki galosa. Obviously. Exero ime poli Carlos milontas elinika. Ala. Exero otiten catalavenis. Not many people learn Greek. Bordo natocano. Den milao optista. Chiapali creazo me exaski se. Efelisto yeti voyathea shu. I have something kind of crazy that I have to try to explain on camera. If you care to listen, Efelisto yeton endia felanshu. Sasa capo odus. Due to the longevity of my intense language study, I have a lot of very interesting perspectives in reference to language specifically. For example, I am an authentic English speaker, but not an average one. And I do so many languages that it's kind of weird for me to think of myself as an English speaker. I commonly don't choose English, and so it changes a lot of my perspectives. An important compound to mention is I didn't just sit down at the table and study these languages. I met with the people, I took on the food, the religious beliefs, the cultures, and I was the minority amongst them, taking in what they had to offer. And now, when I speak the different languages, they make me feel similar to how it felt to be around those people. I feel like that will be intuitionally understood, although possibly mentally expansive. The feeling that I get from languages that I do not have direct contact with authentic speakers, like Greek, I still get a particular feeling from it. It still reminds me of the way I feel when enjoying the entertainment and the food and the culture. But it feels less intense than how it feels to speak the languages of individuals I have actually had direct contact with, like Hindi and Mandarin. Kya Pali, I believe that will be intuitionally understood, but possibly mentally expansive. I don't want to say too much more about it at this time. I just wanted to release the concept. But with that said, Plebina Figo, Eferisto Yaton Endia Felanshu, Elini Achabi Kiethetiki and Arase Olus, Doxa Totheo Kya Pali, Trote Kala Kya Parlamente ICO Daxe, Indio Yotora.
Kind of peace that makes life on earth worth living, and the kind that enables men and nations to grow and build a better life for their children. Peace for all men and women.
Elini achabi kiethetiki anarase olus. Eferisto politon theo hiasimera. Eferisto yaton endia feronshu. Kimisu kala apopse. Sasakap olus. Kalinithta. 早上好，为这一天感谢上帝。今天吃得好，保持乐观，度过美好的一天。对所有人的和平与爱，再次感谢上帝。再见。你好。
感谢您对我以上的工作感兴趣，我爱你们，你懂。我希望你一切都好。我很好，我还活着，你懂。不，我不学习和我不避免英语，我真的很喜欢说普通话。Speak whatever language I want. Literally. 我会说普通话。Marunong akong magsalita ng Filipino. Kailangan kong ng practice. Hindi ako matatas. Pero alam ko kaya ko ito. Me encanta hablar español. De nuevo, necesito más práctica. Yo hablo lento. Soy limitado. Necesito tiempo. No me importa. Yo puedo hacerlo. Estoy mejorando. Meri hindi me sudar ho raha hai. That's the strongest of my Indian languages. Kya pali, exero ime kalos milonta saninika, ime autodidactos. Kriazo me exaski se. Exero bolo na tocano. English, of course, is my mother tongue. Tan putong kwa wotwe chiang de di ar yuyan. Tan wo meitian shui shi. Wo chida ni bu mingbai. 普通话帮助我放慢速度。我明白，如果你不会说普通话，你不能明白。我说，我是自学的，我很自豪。我只能说我能说的，但我需要时间，我有平安。你不在乎。你不相信我，因为你不能，因为你没有平安。我知道，我正在努力帮助，我不能帮助，因为你不能接受。没关系，天知道我在努力，感谢上帝的聆听。But with that said, Tian sa iwan, Mujhe jana chahi. Salamat sa iyong interes sa aking gawain sa buhay. Muli, mahal ko kayong lahat. At siyakaw at siya mahasuskaru. Elini akapi kie tetiki analase olus. Devone kitanya vadalu. Shwedahao. Buenas noches.
你好，这只是普通话练习。如果你会说普通话，谢谢你的帮助。我需要练习，你懂。我知道他们不明白，没关系。我正在努力帮助普通话的人。为什么不？有人必须。如果你不会说普通话，你不能帮助。Obviously， 这是真的。普通话帮助我放慢速度，但我想，如果普通话是我的母语，我需要加快速度。我明白，我的普通话越来越好，我能听到，我很自豪。是时候冥想了，我必须去。再次感谢你的帮助。今天吃得好，保持乐观，度过美好的一天。Because it's important. 对所有人的和平与爱。再次感谢上帝。再见。
Hola de nuevo, hermanos y hermanas. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien, gracias, y gracias a Dios por otro día. I would like to take this opportunity to use English to speak openly about language development and more specifically, connections between the English and Spanish languages. Gracias nuevamente por su interés. That means thanks again for your interest. When you think about learning languages in reference to human nature, your mother tongue is a strong indication of what languages your mind should accept easier than other languages. I think it would be intuitionally understood, yet possibly mentally expansive to consider. However, languages with very similar qualities are likely to accept the other language with more ease. That does not mean that you can't learn a language. There is not a language in the world that you can't learn if you are committed enough to learning it. Language learning is all persistence and consistency and exposure. Just staying with it. That's what it takes to learn a language. And it doesn't matter what language you're talking about. Ahora, I am not fluent. Necesito más práctica, lo sé. Lo que sé, lo sé bien. Soy limitado. Yo hablo lento. Necesito tiempo. If you are interested in developing Spanish skills, de nuevo, you don't have to be fully fluent to be able to communicate and enjoy the Spanish language. Some points that should really help English speakers learn Spanish. It's the exact same alphabet. Very, very similar sentence structures. Similar tempo. A lot of forgiveness. These are also found in the English language. So if you happen to speak Spanish, English should be an easy language for you to absorb. Gracias por aprender inglés. Estoy feliz de aprender y estoy feliz de ayudar. Another thing about it is, if you're a monolingual English speaker and you're interested in learning a second language or, again, developing language skills, Spanish also is a great suggestion because Spanish is equally as widespread and it's a very useful second language to have. Just some thoughts to encourage English and Spanish speakers to cross-reference. Again, I am not fluent. Necesito más práctica. Estoy bien. Yo puedo hacerlo. But with that said, es hora de meditar. Tengo que ir. Gracias nuevamente por su interés. Paz, amor y positividad a todos. Muchas gracias a Dios de nuevo. Come bien y siéntete bien hoy. Los amo a todos. Adiós, amigos.
Kind of peace that makes life on earth worth living.
兄弟姐妹们，你好，你好吗？ 我很好，我很紧张。感谢您对我以上的工作感兴趣。我希望你一切都好。我不想说英语，不是因为我在回避英语，因为这是普通话疗法。我知道你不会说普通话，你不能明白。没关系，我正在努力帮助普通话的人。再次，我知道如果你不会说普通话，你不能明白需要。再次，我正在努力帮助。现在，我不想说英语，但我需要。我每天学习，但我不流利。我可以很好的表达自己，但我只能说我能说的。再次，我知道如果你会说普通话，你明白。I did have a very nice moment with a Mandarin speaker at the supermarket today. 我们就说普通话，没有问题，我很自豪。But unfortunately, it brought awareness to an issue that I know is specific to Mandarin speakers. If you're not a Mandarin speaker, you may have some energies listening to this, but I would like to remind you that your energy is your responsibility. 如果你会说普通话，我很乐意帮忙。谢谢你的时间。Mandarin people are generally happy that we have English so they can be understood and included in the world. A Mandarin speaker can use English to communicate with a Hindi speaker and maybe never speak English the rest of the day and not even know Hindi, but be able to communicate with that Hindi speaker. These individuals have a very mature language understanding because they've learned more than one language. Generally, they are modernly bilingual. 他们不在乎, they're just happy to be understood. However, 学普通话的人不多，每个人都懂英语。And what's happening is, people are uncomfortable to even hear Mandarin. And because of that, within a lot of the communities that are not Mandarin-based, Mandarin people become uncomfortable to speak Mandarin. The gentleman I spoke to today had a reaction that I'm very used to, where he would speak to me, but he would look around. His discomfort was not with me. His discomfort was with the other people around us, hearing us speak Mandarin together. 我知道，我明白。I feel it. 如果你会说普通话，我有话要说。我们需要为说普通话而自豪，而不是害怕。That doesn't mean everybody learn how to speak Mandarin, but be comfortable with hearing it. 这是一种语言。They don't perceive English in the same way. English is the link. It's the help for them to be understood. It's not who they are. They are their mother tongue. 你是普通话，你需要普通话，我不在乎。再次，我很自豪，你也应该。我必须去。再次感谢你的时间，我爱你们。对所有人的和平与爱，再次感谢上帝。今天吃得好，保持乐观，度过美好的一天。Because it's important. 再见。
Kind of peace that makes life on earth worth living, is the kind that enables men and nations to grow and build a better life for their children. Peace for all men and women.
Namaste दोस्तन, आपकी ऐसे है अमी पैरो आचे
I would like to make a public supportive statement for the hashtag Save Soil, hashtag Conscious Planet movement I see happening online. A very big supporter of this movement. I believe it would be intuitionally understood that we would be able to acknowledge the insignificance of the decomposition of an individual human being. I would like for you to correlate it to a penny. Humanity has been on this planet for so long. Those pennies are starting to add up. Healthy humans decompose into healthy soil. Unhealthy humans decompose into unhealthy soil. By respecting ourselves as beings of nature, nature offers us personalized rewards for our efforts. And then, when we die and we decompose into the earth, we give back to the earth with a healthy decomposition. For me, living in poverty, a penny is pointless. And if you're in a position where you have large distributions, sometimes you want to save a fraction of a penny because you know you use so many of them that it will add up and make a difference to you. The unhealthy decomposition is going to have its effects on the planet. We have a responsibility to the planet, and if we don't uphold that responsibility, the planet will still be here. We will not. It's very simple. But with that said, it's time to meditate. May jana chahi, aapki interes ka shukriya, acha khao, acha mahasus karo. Sabhi ko shanti, Bhagwan ka shukr hai. Alvida.
你好，你好吗？我很好。现在舞蹈疗法很棒，感谢台湾艺术家，我爱你们。谁都知道，我不在乎，这是真的。你懂，对我来说，这只是普通话练习。但现在我想，如果你会说普通话，很高兴看到。用普通话，我们知道说普通话的人不多，没有多少人明白。学习普通话改变了我的生活，我正在努力帮助普通话的人。有人必须，如果你不会说普通话，你不能帮助。不想我可以帮忙，没关系。我知道他们不明白，我有话要说。对不起，朋友们，我必须重视。我知道人们害怕普通话，我真的很喜欢说普通话。我正在努力帮助，再次有人必须，但我不能。我必须重视，感觉不太好，但没关系，他们透过了。普通话很棒，我不在乎，我很自豪。再次，你也应该感谢聆听。天色已晚，我必须去。谢谢你的帮助，我不流利，但我想成为对所有人的和平与爱。再次感谢上帝。
A lot of things adjusted since you wanted someone new. Then someone new. Then someone new. Yes, a lot of things adjusted since you needed someone new. I miss you more than you know. I still love you, I'm sure that I show. There's no limit to what I'll let go, knowing you don't love me anymore.
你好，朋友们，为这一天感谢上帝。我希望你一切都好。我还活着，我很好，你懂。感谢你对我一生的工作感兴趣。我爱你们。再次，你懂。今天早上我在学习普通话。我真的很喜欢说普通话。我每天学习。我知道我在进步。我能听到。如果你会说普通话，谢谢你的帮助。感谢学习英语。我明白。对不起，我很忙。是时候冥想了。我必须去。今天吃得好，保持乐观，度过美好的一天。再次感谢你的聆听，对所有人的和平与爱。再次感谢上帝。再见。
Kind of peace that makes life on earth worth living.
Even when you're in the room, I still feel so far from you. No matter how much I do, it's never been enough for you. Even when you're in the room, I still feel so far from you. No matter how much I do, it's never been enough for you. Now I see, I can't just be what I want, not what I need. The strange and strong to stay, my soul sings me astray. I close my eyes, I take a breath, I walk away.
你好，感谢你对我一生的工作感兴趣。我爱你们。你今天过得好吗？我的日子很好。为这一天感谢上帝。我不是在回避英语，我只是不欢着它。我真的很喜欢说普通话。我不流利，我想成为，我需要练习。我知道你明白，我有话要说。我知道你不会说普通话，我必须诚实。你通过了，普通话很棒，但我会说英语。谢谢你的关注。I would like to have an open discussion about basic understandings of honesty. I feel like honesty is greatly misunderstood in modern times. One's honesty does not have the power to change another's. If there is a concept presented to me and my honesty is that I don't like it, even if the host likes it, it doesn't change my honesty that I don't like it. If the host presents it to a third party who likes it, that does not change my honesty that I did not. So in that, we have disagreeing honesties. If I tell them that I like it when I don't, well, I'm just lying. If I don't agree with them that it's right, it doesn't mean I'm lying. It doesn't mean I'm not being honest. It means we have disagreeing honesties. At the same time, those individuals can present some information that can change my mind about how I feel about it. Well, that's because opinion and perspective are flexible and have to be. If they're not, you're going to cause problems for yourself by not accepting others' opinions and inputs. But it doesn't change the honesty that my initial reaction was that it wasn't good. One's honesty does not have the power to change another's.
Relationships, they're not all the same. Some of us are fortunate to find someone to change with us over a lifespan, while the rest of us, well, we grow apart and we have to let go. But with that said, Prepina figo, e felisto yeton endi aferon shu. Elini a happy kie thetiki en arase olus. Doxato theokia pali. Trote kala kia paramente isiodaxe. Kimisu kala popse. Kalinita.